The dew was still on the grass when the first crack appeared in the shell. It was a small sound, softer than a raindrop falling on a leaf. But the old hen heard it from across the barn. She lifted her head slowly, her comb tilting toward the sound. She had heard that sound before, many seasons ago, and she knew what it meant. The shell trembled. A tiny beak pushed through the opening. No bigger than a grain of barley. The chick inside was working, pushing, resting, pushing again, following a rhythm older than the barn itself. Your room is quiet right now. The screen glows softly. But out on Green Meadow Farm, the morning light was already slipping through the cracks in the barn walls, touching the straw, warming the place where the egg rested. The old hen did not help. She knew something important, something that every farmer learns after enough harvests. The chick had to do this alone, not because no one cared, but because the struggle was part of the becoming. And if you have ever tried to do something for the first time, something that felt too big for your small paws or your small hands, you already know how that chick felt. That moment of struggle is a seed planted in your own story. If you want to watch more quiet beginnings like this one, moments where the soil is turned and something new learns to rise, subscribe so you can find your way back to the barn again when the night feels still. And tell us in the comments, what is one thing you remember learning by doing it alone even when it felt too big? The shell cracked again. The pieces fell away, and a wet, wobbly head emerged. The chick blinked. The world was blurry, soft, filled with cold light and the smell of dry straw. It was the first morning of its life, but something felt different about this morning. The old hen had been watching the sky for 3 days. The moon had changed. The wind had shifted, and she knew that the first true lesson of the farm was about to be given. She did not speak in words that humans would understand, but the chick understood. She stepped closer, her feathers brushing the straw, and she made a sound, low in her throat. A sound that meant, wait, watch, listen. The chick waited. It watched. It listened. And in silence the farm breathed around them. A cow shifted in her stall. A fly buzzed near the window. Somewhere outside, a door creaked open, and the farmer's boots scraped against the wooden floor. The chick did not know what it was supposed to do next. It only knew that it was tired of being inside the shell. It knew that the light was warm on its new feathers. It knew that the old hen was near. If you have ever felt that feeling, the feeling of being somewhere new and not knowing what comes next, you understand the chick. It is the same feeling as the first day of planting. When the seed is placed in the soil and everything is possible and nothing is certain. The old hen turned and walked toward the barn door. She did not look back. She expected the chick to follow. And the chick did. It wobbled on legs that seemed too thin, too long, too unsure. It took one step, then another. Its tiny feet touched the straw, the wood, the cool earth just outside the door. The world was enormous. The morning air hit its downy feathers. The chick shivered. Then it saw the garden, the rows of carrots with their green tops waving, the pumpkins resting on the ground like orange moons, the sunflowers bending toward the light. Everything was green and brown and gold. The old hen stopped near a patch of bare earth. She looked at the chick, then at the ground, then back at the chick. She made the sound again. Wait. Watch. Listen. The chick watched the old hen. The hen lowered her head, tapped the soil once with her beak, and lifted her head again. A tiny seed had disappeared from the surface. The chick did not understand. It looked at the spot where the seed had been. There was nothing there now but a small dent in the earth. The old hen repeated the gesture. Tap, lift, swallow. But this time she left the seed on the ground. She stepped back and waited. The chick looked at the seed. It was small and brown and still. The chick tilted its head. It looked at the old hen. The old hen did not move. In silence, the chick lowered its head. Its beak touched the seed. The seed did not move. The chick pushed gently. The seed rolled away. The old hen did not react. She simply watched. The chick tried again. This time it opened its beak wider. It tried to pinch the seed, but its beak was too soft, too clumsy. The seed fell again. If you have ever been too excited to sleep the night before a special day, you know how this feels. The wanting, the trying, the not quite getting it. The chick wanted to peck. It wanted to eat. It wanted to be good at this new thing. But its body did not know how yet. The old hen stepped forward. She tapped the chick gently on the beak with her own. A soft tap, barely a touch. Then she tapped the seed. Then she stepped back. The chick understood something. Not with its mind, but with its body. It lowered its head again. It opened its beak. It struck the ground where the seed lay. The seed did not roll away this time. The chick felt the hard surface, felt the tiny weight of the seed against its beak, and something clicked. It swallowed. The seed was gone, inside the chick now, instead of on the ground. The chick blinked. It looked at the old hen. The old hen blinked slowly back. Farmers who have raised chicks for generations know something about this moment. A chick does not learn to peck by being shown 1,000 times. It learns by doing, by failing gently, by trying again when the seed rolls away. The old hen knew that her only job was to stay close, to be patient, to let the chick discover the rhythm that was already inside it. The chick looked at the ground. There were more seeds there, scattered by the wind and the rain. The chick lowered its head and tried again. This time the peck was faster. The seed was gone. The chick swallowed again. A tiny warmth spread through its chest. It was not hunger anymore. It was satisfaction, the kind that comes from doing something yourself for the first time, even if it is small. The old hen turned and walked back toward the barn. The chick followed, but this time its steps were steadier. The wobble was almost gone. That wobble, that first successful swallow. It is the kind of moment that binds a farm together. One small victory at a time. If you want to stay with this farm through all the seasons, through the slow growing and the quiet harvests, subscribe so the barn door stays open for you. And in the comments, share a word for what that first successful try felt like the last time you learned something new? Maybe warmth, or click, or just your own word. Back in the barn, the morning light had shifted. It slanted through the gaps in the wooden walls, creating long, golden stripes across the straw. The old hen settled into a nesting box, her feathers fluffing around her. She closed her eyes. The chick stood beside her. It was not tired yet. It wanted to peck again. But the old hen was still, and the chick felt the stillness spreading through the barn like warmth from a fire. A fly landed on the wall and did not move. The cow in the next stall had stopped chewing. Even the wind outside seemed to pause. The barn was breathing slowly, deeply, like a creature settling into sleep. The chick tucked its head under its wing. It did not know why, but it felt right. The darkness was soft and warm and smelled of feathers and hay. The chick's breathing slowed. His tiny heart, which had been beating fast since the moment it cracked the shell, began to calm. One of the farmer's children came into the barn. A small girl with muddy boots and a basket over her arm. She walked past the nesting boxes, past the old hen, past the chick. She did not stop. She was looking for eggs for supper. The chick heard her footsteps. It felt the vibration through the floor, but it did not open its eyes. It was learning another lesson now, one that the old hen had not taught with her beak. It was learning to rest. The girl found 3 eggs. She placed them carefully in her basket. One by one, she looked around the barn, her eyes passing over the old hen and the chick, and she smiled. In the kitchen, scrubbing a carrot from this morning's harvest, the girl's mother hummed a tune. The carrot was orange and thick, and still had bits of soil clinging to its skin. She ran water over it until the orange shone bright. Outside, the sun continued to climb. The dew dried on the grass. A crow landed on the barn roof and called once, then flew away. Back in the nesting box, the chick's heartbeat was now the same rhythm as the old hen's. Slow, steady, like the ticking of a clock that measured seasons instead of hours. A vintage children's picture book from the early 1900s shows a similar scene. A mother hen, a single chick, a barn with light pouring through the cracks. The caption reads, "The first thing a chick learns is not how to find food. The first thing a chick learns is stillness." The artist knew something that farmers have always known. The foundation of every skill is the ability to be still long enough to watch. The chick was not pecking now. It was not eating. It was not learning. It was simply being a chick, resting against the warmth of the hen that had been there before it hatched. Somewhere in the garden, a seed that had been planted 3 weeks ago was sending its first root into the soil. Deep down, where no light reaches, the root was pushing through the dark earth, feeling its way toward water. The same patience that had carried the chick through its first morning was carrying the root through its journey underground. The sun reached its highest point and began its slow descent toward evening. The barn grew warmer. The chick stirred once, adjusted its position and settled again. If you have ever felt that patience is hard, you understand the chick. Some people give up after 3 tries. The chick had tried many times that morning. It had failed. Tried again, failed again, and then succeeded. Not because it was special. Because the old hen stayed. Because the soil was soft. Because the seed was still there when the chick was ready to try again. The afternoon passed. The shadows lengthened. The farmer came into the barn to close the door against the cool night air. He stopped near the nesting box and looked at the old hen and the chick. He did not say anything. He did not need to. He had seen this before, many times, and he knew that some things cannot be improved by words. He closed the door and walked back to the house. In the kitchen, the carrot that had been scrubbed that morning was now chopped into a pot with other vegetables. The smell of simmering broth drifted out the window, across the yard, toward the barn. The chick did not smell it. It was asleep. The stars began to appear, one by one, in the darkening sky. The first was above the silo, the second above the apple tree, the third, faint and small, directly above the barn. The old hen opened her eyes. She looked at the night outside the window. She had seen 900 evenings just like this one. 900 evenings of the same stars, the same silence, the same slow settling of the farm into darkness. But this one was different. This one had a chick beside her, breathing softly, dreaming its first dream. The old hen closed her eyes again. Her chest rose and fell. The chick, pressed against her feathers, rose and fell with her, as if they were one creature breathing. And here is the beautiful part. The chick that learned to peck today will grow into a hen, and one day she will stand beside her own chick in the same barn on a different morning, and she will tap the seed and step back and wait. The seed that was planted 3 weeks ago will become a carrot, and the carrot will be pulled and washed and chopped and eaten, and some of its seeds will fall into the soil and wait for next spring. The old hen that taught the chick will not be there forever, but the lesson will be the tapping, the waiting, the patience that feels impossible, the moment when the seed finally stays on the beak and everything changes. As the chick sleeps, the farm breathes. Tomorrow, there will be another seed in the barn dropped from the hayloft, waiting to be found. Another lesson to learn. Another small miracle hidden in the ordinary. The night air smelled of hay and damp wood. The chick's tiny body grew warm in the nest. Above it, the stars that had watched 1,000 harvests watched one more. And somewhere, in the dark kitchen of the farmhouse, the soup was cooling in its pot. The girl who had found the eggs was already asleep, her hand resting on her pillow, her dreams filled with feathers and the sound of the barn door closing. The farmer sat at the table, eating his supper in silence. The carrots in the broth were soft and sweet, the reward for months of waiting. The chick did not know about the carrots. It did not know about the soup or the stars or the old hen's memories of 900 evenings. It only knew that the darkness was warm and the breathing next to it was steady, and the morning would come again. The story is nearly at its rest now, but the farm does not stop. If you want to carry this quiet with you, to return to the barn whenever the world feels too loud, subscribe and let the rhythm of the seasons be your anchor. And tell us in the comments, what is one seed you are waiting for this season? Something you are patient for? Or something you have just begun to learn? If this moment of calm felt like something you needed, save it for the next quiet night. The farm will be here. The barn will be warm, and there will always be another chick, another seed, another small beginning hiding in the stillness. The chick dreamed of the garden. In its dream, the seeds danced on the soil, spinning slowly, and the chick's beak found them every time. No missing, no rolling away, just the perfect rhythm of peck and swallow, again and again. The dream was not true. Tomorrow, the chick would miss again. It would drop seeds and fumble and try again. But the dream was the memory of what it was working toward. And that was enough for now. The moon rose higher. The barn settled deeper into the earth. The chick's breathing slowed again, slower than before, as if it were sinking into the straw, into the soil, into the root of the farm itself. And in the morning, when the first light touched the barn walls again, the chick would open its eyes and see the world once more. There would be seeds to find, a hen to follow, a whole day of failing and learning and resting again. But that was tomorrow. Tonight, there was only the warmth, the stillness, the slow rise and fall of feathers near feathers. The chick had learned what the old hen had been trying to teach all along. The most important skill is not pecking. It is knowing when to sleep.